Hey everybody! Today we are going to review another Tom MacDonald video. My son actually picked this one out because he enjoys this one as well. It just, again, it speaks so much truth. There's so much gold in this song and I can't wait to share it with you. This one is called Clown World. Before we get to that though, I want to just have a quick chat with you about family-friendly drag shows. An oxymoron if I've ever heard one. I recently have had a couple conversations about the family-friendly part of drag shows, and unfortunately in these conversations it felt very one-sided and very like I wasn't being heard. I feel like it's important for my view to be heard. And so I'm going to share that with you and you can agree or disagree. We are told that family-friendly drag shows are a thing, that there are no sexually explicit parts to these family-friendly drag shows, that everything is kid-friendly, from the costumes to the music to the performance itself. And I have compiled a few bits. And let's roll the footage. That was so weird. Okay, here we go.
You are such an awesome mom for bringing their kid out to a family-friendly drag show, ladies and gentlemen.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Bomb and Stupid and Dildo and Dixon. But do you recall the most famous Mandy of all? Snoop Dogg, the red nipple Mandy, had a very shiny buzz.
I'm going to be really honest with you. In my 20s, I wasn't really close to God like the way I am today. And I believe that when I had children, everything changed. The things I didn't see before, I see now. And this is proof that Satan is here right now on this earth running everything. Look at all of these children, their innocence being stripped from them by their mothers.
We're up on Tees, is that your name?
Me, yes.
And what were you doing out here tonight at the LA Zoo?
Living my life. Yes, absolutely. It was LA Pride, so we just showed up and we just thought we'd give the children a little something to snack on, you know what I'm saying?
With a lot of the drag shows happening around the country, there's a lot of parents out there that say that drag is not appropriate in front of kids, especially with some of the more sexually charged aspects of it. What do you say to those parents?
I mean, nothing was sexually charged about tonight. We were all here having a good time, enjoying ourselves.
Hell no.
And they got money in the hand. You got the little girl giving her money. Giving him money. Look at them giving him money. What is this?
To these shows, do you consider what's being shown here appropriate for young children? So as I look at some of these videos with boobs exposed, I know they're fake, but they look very real, and a child isn't going to know the difference when they're looking at that. So when I see people with their breasts exposed and I see them grabbing their crotch and thrusting, and the dude who stuff out of his crotch, and I, at 38 years old, am uncomfortable watching these things. What child on this planet would be comfortable watching them? This is called grooming. Now, I am not in any way stating that every drag queen who performs in any facet is a groomer. 100% I'm not saying that. I am also not calling for drag queen shows to be ended completely. If that's something that brings you joy, then you should be allowed to perform, but you should not be allowed to do so in front of children because it is sexually explicit. And it's heartbreaking to see parents taking their young children to these shows and making it normal. It's not normal. It's not okay. It's massively inappropriate. Let's jump to Drag Queen Story Hour. I just want to show you some of these pictures, and I want you to just sit in how you feel as you look at these pictures, because they make me uncomfortable. It makes my spirit crawl inside of me to see some of these, because they are so unnatural and almost grotesque looking. And how do you think our innocent children are feeling with their pure spirits being exposed to this stuff and being surrounded by this stuff? I guarantee they're not feeling pleasant about it. They're being told by the adults around them who are bringing them to these things that this is normal and it's okay and they're supposed to feel good about it. But our innocent little children could not possibly feel good in these situations. It is our responsibility to love and to respect all other people from all walks of life. And I absolutely love these people because they are children of God. And I absolutely respect that they have the right to enjoy whatever activities they want to that do not harm other people. The problem here is that the children are being harmed. I am in no way saying they should not be allowed to exist or they should not be allowed to take up space. What I am saying is this is adult activities. Children are not old enough to consent to this kind of activity, just like you would not bring a child to a strip club, you would not bring a child to an R-rated movie, you would not sit a child down and turn on pornography for them. Now, as a grown adult, you can make those decisions for yourself, and if those are things that you want to indulge in, have at it. That's what free agency is for, but it is absolutely not appropriate to involve children in it in any way, shape, or form. With that, let's jump to Tom. Tom MacDonald. Oops. Donald. Clown World. Oh, you guys, this one's so good.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness.
As citizens of the United States of America, we are all in the same boat. And as society crumbles, it hurts all of us. It's okay to disagree, but the way that people just attack one another, that's where things get out of hand and it's not okay anymore. He specifically calls out Black Lives Matter. Black lives, the idea, 100%. Yes, Black lives are important. So are Asian lives and Caucasian lives and Latino lives, and all of the lives matter because we're all human beings and we're all part of the same family. But this idea that now there's all of a sudden like segregation popping up back up where colleges are creating spaces for people of color and white people aren't allowed to go in? Like, no, we fought to get rid of segregation and now we're intentionally bringing it back. And so this idea that we're not even allowed to say that every life is important, it's just wild to me. And it's making holes in our boat.
I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. You can't build a wall. Why does your house have a fence?
Okay, so I find it hilarious that he edited out the name of our former president because YouTube would get upset about that, which is interesting. He can't build a wall. Why does your house have a fence? If you look at all the big celebrities specifically, or the politicians or whatever, they have their big mansions and they all have big fences around their homes to keep out people that they don't want to come in. Nobody is saying that we should end immigration. Nobody is saying that we should not allow more people in. The United States of America is a melting pot, and that makes it so beautiful because there are so many different cultures and different ideas and different people, and it used to blend together in such a beautiful way, and now because we're segregating ourselves again, it's not blending the way it once did. And the wall on the southern border, the intention was it forces people to come in legally. That's it. It's not that we don't want people to come, it's just follow the rules to get here. Well, and to make it harder for child traffickers to bring victims and make it harder to get drugs in the country and all that kind of stuff. But we all know that Hollywood and the politicians and the elites and all that they're the main traffickers of children, and they want drugs here because that like numbs us so that they can control us better. That's real.
I believe in two genders, I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts. We won't always agree, no.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to acknowledge that there are only two genders. There's male and female. I kind of talked about this in my last time MacDonald video, but I'm going to just touch on it again. There's male and female. It's binary. There is no other option. That is how it is. You don't have to like truth, but it is truth. However, when we talk about race, there's a spectrum. There are so many humans that are a little bit Asian and a little bit black and a little bit white, and because people fall in love with other people, and then this incredible thing happens where it all just kind of molds together in this beautiful human way, and we're ignoring that, and instead we're dividing races, which doesn't even make sense, because if you're black and white, then why are we only calling you black and ignoring the white side of you? Like, I don't get that. But we're making up all of these insane genders that don't exist to create chaos and confusion. And who is the father of chaos and confusion? It is definitely not our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It is very much Satan. Satan creates confusion. Heavenly Father, God, works in simple truth. Keep that in mind as you're looking at things. If it's confusing and uncomfortable, it's probably not honest, and it's probably not from God.
I don't hate all police, nope. I don't think that the system's racist. I just think the system hates people.
That's so good too. The system is not racist, it just hates people. We used to hear a lot that the system is broken. The system is very much not broken. It is working 100% the way it was designed. So, cool.
I think fighting violence with more violence is what they want.
I know I'm pausing this so much, but fighting violence with violence, that's what they want. They is the elites. They want us divided. They want us fighting against each other. They want it to be us versus them, when it's not. It's not Republicans versus Democrats. It's not black versus white. It's not gay versus straight. There aren't these divisions that they're trying to create. They're trying to stop us from uniting and being able to stand up against them, because there are so many more of us than there are of these elites. And if we were united and not violent toward one another all the time, then we could actually get something accomplished around here.
Viruses and riots, people dying, we won't stay home. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud.
They're all stupid and they're proud. Like that. That line just kills me, because some of the things that are being spewed, such as there are unlimited genders, or clearly a woman wanting to be called he, him, or they, them, or cloud self, or, clown self, grown adults that think they're cats or animals, or that it's perfectly normal to kill your own baby in your womb and not acknowledge that that's even a human life. Like, there's so much stupidity that is being spewed with so much pride. Where does pride come from? Again, it's not from Jesus Christ. That is very much from Satan, and it's a trap that people get stuck in so that they won't humble themselves, so that they will be willing to hear the truth. And we're seeing that happen again and again and again around us today.
Painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. When I was a child, the only races that we hated were the ones that we ran and didn't win.
This is so true. So I was born in the 80s, and what we were told all growing up was that you look at the person. You look at who they are. You don't look at what's on the surface. Like that analogy where you'll know from the fruits of the tree, right? Whether they're good or evil. And that is absolute truth. There are horrible, horrible white people, and there are fantastically wonderful, beautiful white people. And that is the same with every race and every religion and every sect of people across the whole gamut. There are good people and there are bad people. And the color of their skin in no way determines whether they are good people or bad people. You will know them by their fruits. How do you feel when you're around them? How do they interact with other people? What kind of energy are they putting out into the world? That's how you determine whether a person is a good person or not. Not on their skin color.
Then we stopped playing with each other, started hating on each other, started noticing the color of our skin. Christians and atheists, immigrants, patriots. We love the country, but we are not saving it. Wages don't raise to the rate of inflation, and half of the country hates all of the nation.
Wages are not raising to the cost of inflation. That's because our dear President Joe has just been printing money as much as he wants. Obviously, the more cash there is available, the less value it has. Things are valuable when they're difficult to come by. But as we continue to just print cash like there's no tomorrow, the inflation is continuing to skyrocket and wages are not going up to meet that, which means everybody is suffering. And as we continue to print, the inflation will just continue to rise. And that's just another tactic that the elites are using to try and control us.
Funny that we think the world owes us something. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb.
Funny that we think the world owes us something. That is all over the place. There's so much entitlement now, when reality is nobody owes you anything. You have intrinsic value because you are a daughter or a son of the Creator. So you do have value, and you are important, and you do matter here. However, that does not mean that anybody owes you a single thing. It is our responsibility to get out there and to work hard for the things that we want and need in this life. We cannot just expect it to show up on a silver platter, because that's not reality. It doesn't work that way. And the phones get smart, but the people so dumb. That's because we're stuck in this cage of technology. We're staring at our phones all day long, and there's so much information coming in, and we're not connecting with the earth and connecting with people like we once did, and we need to get back to that instead of just this constant download.
We care more about the likes on a selfie than our moms, and the only time we ever speak the truth when we're drunk. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, your thoughts and opinions ain't facts, and they are not defining my reality. No.
Couple things we gotta touch on. I don't hate all police. I love that he says that, because are there some bad apples in policing? 100%. There are bad apples in medicine. There are bad apples in waitressing. There are bad apples in teachers. Literally everywhere. Everywhere you look, there are bad apples sometimes. But that doesn't make all police bad. And all of those riots and protests and the defund the police that went especially hard in 2020, it doesn't make sense. There are some bad apples. Are there things that could be reformed within policing? Sure. But that doesn't mean that just completely dismantling the whole thing is going to help anyone. In fact, it's going to make everything worse for all of us and make the world so much more dangerous. So I love that he brings that up. Your thoughts and opinions are not facts, and they're not defining my reality. You can think and feel that you are the opposite gender all you want. It doesn't make it biological reality. You can think and feel that the fetus growing in your womb is not human. That doesn't make it reality. You can think and feel that every white person on the planet is racist and evil. That doesn't make it reality.
I think picking sides divides, it's probably what has got us here. United States is great regardless, that's what we forgot in here. Black lives matter, all lives matter, what's all this division for? It's modern segregation, this is shutting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. They tell you be yourself and then they judge you on the internet till everybody hates you for it.
They tell you to be yourself and then everybody judges you on the internet until everybody hates you for it. If that is not reality right there, I don't know what truth is anymore. We are told, just be yourself. You're wonderful. You're a flower. You're unique. But if your ideas don't line up with the narrative, then you're evil and you're dangerous and you're violent and you're this awful person. So be yourself, but only if we approve of who yourself is.
If Jesus was alive, I swear to God that y'all would cancel him, cause lately being negative's the real new normal.
If Jesus was alive, you'd cancel him. 100% they would, because they did cancel him, right? When Jesus was alive, they crucified him, and that was like their version of canceling at that point in history. But 100% Jesus would be canceled today, because he sits with everybody. I just think it's important to remember that Jesus Christ loved everyone, and Jesus Christ associated with everyone. And the difficulty that we're having right now in our society is if you don't agree with me, then we cannot associate in any way, shape, or form. And that's really heartbreaking to see. Energetically and spiritually, we're all connected to one another, and we're creating these divisions between ourselves that really shouldn't be there and really don't exist.
If you're thick, you're fat, you're rich, you're bad, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're whack, they lie, it's facts. My generation needs a bunch of free condoms, cause common sense ain't that common.
I love this song so much. My generation needs a bunch of free condoms because common sense ain't that common. It's true. I mean, I keep harping on this male versus female thing, but it's such a big deal. Like, we have people now that are raising babies that they are not assigning a gender to. They're called they-bees. And they are waiting until the child is old enough to determine their own gender. Can we talk about confusing the kid right out of the gate? You're not even going to tell them if they're a boy or a girl? And that makes up such a big part of who we are, is recognizing our femininity and our masculinity and who that makes you intrinsically, because our spirits are male and female. Our bodies are just like the vehicle that we're in while we're on this planet, but our spirits have gender. And those people that are just ignoring common sense are reaping so much confusion. And we're going right back to, who is the father of confusion? Satan.
This is what they wanted, this is how they planned it. This is to control everyone on the planet. Then we put each other in caskets, protest and panic, and they take advantage to manage the damage.
It's the elites are designing it so that we will violently attack one another over these things that don't even make sense, and then they profit. Big Pharma made billions of dollars off of the pandemic. The elites make billions of dollars every time there's a war. They are creating this chaos because the elites profit from the chaos. Also gives them the opportunity to control us. If you are not opening your eyes to what's happening in the world around us, then you are absolutely being controlled by the elites and by this insane agenda.
We won't always agree. Nope, freedom doesn't come free. Nope.
Freedom comes from people sacrificing their lives so that you and I can enjoy the freedoms that we have today. We have so much freedom in this country. And that is not going to be the case any longer if we continue to go along with this insane New World Order propaganda stuff that's being fed to us.
There was people fighting, dying overseas so that you could have freedom and be home. I think the elites are real, but they ain't drinking baby's blood.
This might be the first time that I'm not sure I agree with Tom. Oh, I think they are. If you have looked into Pizzagate, Pizzagate is so much more than just doing sexual things. It is also sacrificing and drinking things to help keep them young. And it's called adrenochrome. And if you have not heard of that, I suggest you dive down a rabbit hole, but please know before you take that dive, it is ugly. Make sure as you're diving down these rabbit holes that before you start the rabbit hole, you say a prayer and ask Heavenly Father to guide you through His Spirit, and ask for discernment so that you can recognize deception from reality. There are a lot of people that are trying to deceive us, and it can be difficult if you are not using the Spirit to help guide you. Then it's very easy to become deceived, especially as you're diving into these rabbit holes.
They're creating chaos so they have something to save you from. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes.
I love that. I love the symbolism of anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. Like, I've got common sense. I'm not gonna fall for this crap. Again, this is a video made by Nova Rockafeller. The whole song is done by Tom MacDonald. Incredible, incredible work. I love his music. I love his message. And I love that he and Nova do all of this together. They're friggin' amazing, talented human beings. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to get more of these songs that tried to tell us. Have a fantastic day, everybody. The Outer Mom, signing out. And we're done.